A 3-on-2 up left wing. Iafallo carries in. He's patient with it, turns and fires. Chance in front, and dribbled in, they score! Minnesota Duluth. 39 seconds into the game draws first blood. They've got a 1-0 lead on the road.
Well, for a team that talked about being offensively challenged and wanting to get goals, Alex Iafallo picks up right where he left off last weekend by attacking the offensive zone with speed, throws the puck to the front of the net, and he finds Paydirt. Iafallo takes the puck around, continues to make the play, protects the puck. While that's happening, picks being set up, traffic going to the front of the net by him delaying. Look at the front of the net. Look at how hard Minnesota Duluth goes to the front, and 4 and white. Pionk is a defenseman to make sure. So they 3-on-1 the front of the net and squeak one through Lindgren.
So they give the goal to Adam Johnson. Here comes a chance and a flash of leather. They're going to get a power play as Murray is going to go to the box. He got tied up with Pionk. Here's a chance, they score! They laid it back, and it's ripped in! It's stuck in by Kotick.
Well, a big defenseman joins the rush. And the odd man rush turns into a goal, and there's a delayed penalty on Murray, and that's going to get served. So you get a goal, and you're going to get a power play. Cameron Acey just kept pushing the pace, pulls up and delays, waits for the cavalry to come in, and just lays it back. Kotick buries it. Kotick came in on a change, and all of a sudden headed up ice, and the big boy who...
Now Kuhlman backed it away. Look at the speed from him right in. They score! Oh, what a burst! Right up the middle, and Carson Kuhlman makes it 3-0. Minnesota Duluth.
This is an uncharacteristic play by St. Cloud that causes this goal. As you start with this play up ice, Bennett gets an opportunity. It's denied. Now he tries to move the puck back, and he moves it into traffic. Off goes Kuhlman. And St. Cloud was on a defensive change. Kuhlman just went to the middle on Schultz and got him turned, but he got the puck out in front of him. Now the play is under review, and what they're going to check is whether or not the collision between Kuhlman and the goaltender Lindgren had any effect on the goal. We clearly saw that it wasn't. But if the puck is underneath the goalie and you barrel into the goalie and the puck goes in, that's no goal. But I think in this case you're going to see that the puck was in the net prior to the collision. Here comes the play to the front of the net. Where's the puck? The puck is in, and then the collision. So that's going to be a good goal. But it's good that they're going to check it because it happened so fast. But the key to this whole play was Bennett made a great play up the ice, got a shot on, got back to the puck. He trusts his hands, he trusts his skill, so he tried to make a play, but there wasn't one. And because of it, Minnesota Duluth was able to turn it around with numbers and speed. They caught St. Cloud on a change. Kuhlman saw it and right to the middle. You'll see a point to the circle.
There it is. And it's a good at the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center in St. Cloud. The visitors from Duluth on top of number 3 St. Cloud by a score of 3-0. Great to see you and be with you on a Friday night. Dave Starman, Ben Holden, Shereen Saski, of course, downstairs with us, all of our great crew. And Dave, last week we were in Grand Forks, of course, for our Friday night tilt on Friday. And, well, there was an interesting finish to that game. 1:41 to play. Austin Poganski gets a penalty shot. Carson Soucy guilty of it. We're going to take a closer look and explain and look a little closer at what happened.
And before we do that, keep an eye on my shoulder being in front of Ben's because it's going to play in later as to why this call gets made. But a lot of it gets called on the criteria for what is a penalty shot and through the eyes of referee Todd Anderson and where he was. Here is the criteria in the NCAA. Not necessarily USA Hockey, not the pros, the NCAA. This is their criteria for a penalty shot. Number 1, absolutely was in effect. Number 2, denied a reasonable chance, no question. Number 3, player in possession with control, nobody in between him and the goalie, absolutely. 4 is where it gets interesting because in different rule books, the infraction must be directly from behind is the wording in the NCAA rule book. It does not say directly from behind, it's just from behind. When we come back on camera, we're going to show you something about what that means. But here is the video of the play, and you got to remember the call made through the eyes of the official, Todd Anderson. Here goes Poganski, 14 in green. Soucy is 21 in white, 4 in black on the right side. That's Todd Anderson. There's a direct lane to the net. Take a look at 21 in white. Does he go to play the puck? Not really. He goes more to play the body and take out the player. Anderson puts his arm up immediately for a penalty. Now from the penalty box side, you can make a case right here that Soucy might have been equal to Poganski. Maybe that's only a tripping minor. That's not where Todd Anderson saw it from. And Dan Detman makes a nice camera play here to get the reaction of the official, Todd Anderson, on the play. Now, we talked about directly from behind versus from behind. Right now, if I'm Soucy, or if I'm Poganski, and you're Soucy, you're from behind.
Right.
And that's why it meets the criteria. So, could you argue it should have been a tripping minor? Yes, and you could probably sell it. But through the eyes of Todd Anderson and where he was with the criteria of the NCAA in effect, you could see where he made a good call.
I like that we did that, and you explained it so well, because I think the common thought is a penalty shot, the guy gets hooked from behind. And it's not the way the rule is, and it's nicely done to explain it, and our look back by our crew at it.
And we thank a lot of the supervisors that I talked to and a lot of the on-ice officials that I talked to, and a lot of them were mixed. But once they, again, saw the video from the eyes of where the referee was on the ice, you can make a very clear distinction that from behind, according to the NCAA criteria, was in effect.
Absolutely. Good look back at it. We'll come back with a lot more here in our first intermission. So far in St. Cloud, Minnesota Duluth, the road team on top of number 3.
He hasn't put a point on the board, but he's been great.
He does! Right on two! 3-1, he strikes for the Huskies. And it's a 2-goal game here at St. Cloud.
Well, like we just said, this kid has been dialed in detail since the opening drop of the puck, making really smart plays, good little things plays. Here he just sticks with it. Good shot, sticks with it right here. Wins a battle, wins a race, starts to go. Now he sets himself up. Where can I get the puck back? As soon as the puck goes back to the point, he jumps out. That's called saving ice. And then he just lasers one to the low glove side. He jumps out, puck protection. He's only got one place to put this, and that is low side, eyes of the puck. So on the lower left.
Seconds left now in the game. Huskies, if they're going to come back, they need one in a hurry. Winicky fires, tap, loose. Aya follows, got it. He'll bank it out softly, and Toninato will go after it. Dominic Toninato, he's hit by Winicky. Those two are going at it, and they go again. They're going to get penalties. They separate, they don't. Final 10 seconds. It's going to be a bouncing puck and into the open net for the second goal of the night for Carson Kuhlman, and that will salt away a Bulldog victory, 4-1 on the road.
Kind of fitting that the hard-nosed guy, Carson Kuhlman, who played so well last weekend, is the guy that cements this on what becomes a very easy play for him as the Duluth defense picks the puck up and just airmails it. This is a game that when they look at the film, St. Cloud's going to realize they had a really bad 10 minutes.
Free, comes back in the top of the circle, takes the shot and scores! Doninato's not quiet now. And he gives the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead.
Goal scores goal. Low blocker, soft spots. Hardest save. Ask any goaltender, that's the hardest save to make. 12, 16 inches inside the post, low blocker. He's a skilled player. You just can't give skilled players that much room. You can see he's got his head up, picks his spot. Charlie Lindgren doesn't have much chance when a guy like Toninato's walking right down the slot and just able to pick his corner.
Doninato's 12th goal of the season and 35th of his career.
It's a completely different team.
That's played around to the far side. Morley waiting for it there. Shovels it up. Pass to Flex. Levalainen tried to chop it free, but he couldn't. Centering pass. And Cameron Easy comes back to the point. Long shot goes in.
Redirect.
It was tipped on the way. And now Minnesota Duluth has a 2-goal advantage.
That's why you want bodies at the net. Almost an impossible save for any goaltender. Somebody gets redirected 20 feet in front of them. Shoot the puck, get pucks and bodies to the net. Good hard-nosed hockey. Doesn't even mess around. Yeah, Lindgren doesn't have a chance. That's a beautiful tip.
Well, they got guys parked in front.
Yep. Even covered.
And it looks like
score goals if you're in the right spot.
Nobody in the front, so he's got to bring it back to the point to Prow. Near side, Kosala.
Move the puck a little bit quicker.
Pass comes through. They're trying to set up Russell parked in front.
Yeah, one guy stands there and tries to make the perfect pass.
There it is.
And it's going to be an ugly one. Yeah, it was just so much hesitation. It was finally to see somebody just throwing it at the net, and it finally gets a bounce.
Patrick Russell, the benefactor. And he gets the goal.
Oh, he's trying to go back door. Asamont and Russell right there, stand in front, just hanging around the net. Finally get a bounce. That's why you need bodies around the net. Eventually you'll get one to fall on somebody's stick. Hopefully we can take this right into the last couple shifts of this period and into the third. Now is when you get greedy. Okay, we cut it in half.